Stanley Kubrick's 2001, A Space Odyssey, takes viewers on an extraordinary journey through time, space, and the mysteries of human evolution. Released in 1968, this groundbreaking sci-fi masterpiece redefined cinema, pairing breathtaking visuals with profound questions about humanity's place in the cosmos. In this episode of Science vs. Fiction, we'll explore the technologies and events depicted in the film to uncover just how realistic they truly are. Stanley Kubrick's 2001, A Space Odyssey, based on Arthur C. Clarke's novel of the same name, masterfully blends entirely fictional events with surprisingly realistic technologies, as imagined back in the distant year of 1968. In this episode, we will dive into 15 key elements from the film, break them down, and grade each one on a scale from +10 for solid science to -10 for total fiction. Finally, we'll calculate the overall science versus fiction score for the movie. Let's dive in. Let's begin with video communication, as depicted in the real-time video calls from space to Earth. Compare the technology depicted in the movie to the actual systems inside NASA's Launch Control Center in 1969. The movie undeniably presents technology that seems more advanced than what was available at the time. Yet it remains firmly rooted in scientific principles, making it nearly 100% science with minimal fiction. We're giving it an impressive score of 10 on a scale of 1 to 10. Equally realistic are the newspads, or tablet-like devices featured in the film. 6 years before the introduction of the first personal computer in 1974, the Altair 8800, these flat interactive screens for reading and watching videos showcased a remarkably accurate vision of the future. This impressive and scientifically accurate insight unquestionably deserves a flawless score of +10. Next is advanced medical monitoring and diagnosis with AI, as seen with HAL autonomously monitoring the astronauts' health. Automated health monitoring is now standard in most hospitals, but entrusting all decision-making to a computer remains a distant prospect. While AI-driven health monitoring is an emerging field with promising advancements, it is not yet perfected or fully autonomous. Still, we're giving this prediction a strong score of +9. Next is the rotating space station generating artificial gravity. This concept, based on centrifugal force, is scientifically sound and could be implemented in space on a large scale with substantial investment and advanced engineering. Although expensive and untested in practice, it remains firmly grounded in scientific principles. We'll assign it a score of +8. Next up is nuclear energy for propulsion. The Discovery 1 spaceship in the film is depicted as being nuclear-powered. Currently, nuclear-powered spacecraft propulsion has been proposed and partially developed, with concepts like nuclear thermal and nuclear electric propulsion showing significant potential. However, none have been deployed in actual space missions yet. Despite this, the prediction aligns well with scientific and engineering possibilities, earning it a solid score of +8. Next is the Lunar Shuttle, as an advanced spacecraft designed for travel between Earth and the Moon. While achievable with modern technology, it has yet to be fully demonstrated, and significant challenges such as radiation exposure outside Earth's protective magnetic field persist. And we already know how challenging it is to operate space shuttles reliably. Despite these hurdles, the concept is scientifically sound, so we'll assign it a score of +8. accept that, we turn our attention to the topic of zero-G toilets, restroom systems designed for microgravity, which are another impressively realistic feature.
All right, this is an exact duplicate of the Wolowitz zero-gravity human waste disposal system as deployed on the International Space Station.
Don't you mean the Wolowitz zero-gravity human waste distribution system?
Given that Yuri Gagarin became the first human in space just 7 years before the film's release, and that astronauts in missions like Mercury and Gemini relied on basic devices such as bags for solid waste and absorbent pads for urine, the movie's depiction of such systems in the passenger shuttle showcases extraordinary realism. This meticulous attention to detail scores a solid +7.
Open the pod bay doors, Hal.
I'm sorry, Dave. I'm afraid I can't do that.
What's the problem?
I think you know what the problem is just as well as I do.
What are you talking about, Hal?
This mission is too important for me to allow you to jeopardize it.
Next on the list is something truly special, the artificial intelligence of HAL 9000, a highly advanced AI with capabilities in reasoning and autonomy. HAL was so advanced that it was described as foolproof and incapable of error. While modern AI advancements are making significant strides, achieving full, safe autonomy or emotional intelligence comparable to HAL's level remains a daunting challenge. Nonetheless, the concept is rooted in scientific potential. And let's not forget that in 1968, when this prediction for HAL was made, the field of artificial intelligence was barely a decade old. For this impressive foresight, we'll assign a score of +7. Next up is cryogenic sleep, also known as induced hibernation, specifically designed for long-duration space travel. While this technology is being experimentally explored in animals, its application for humans remains highly speculative and far from practical implementation. The challenge with cryogenics lies in physics. Freezing water in our cells causes crystal formation, which irreparably damages the body. Still, we'll assign this prediction a score of +6.
Look, Dave. I can see you're really upset about this. I honestly think you ought to sit down calmly, take a stress pill, and think things over. I know I've made some very poor decisions recently.
Let's now explore the superhuman AI capabilities, showcased by HAL's eerie capacity to analyze and foresee human actions and intentions with remarkable accuracy. HAL's ability to comprehend Dave's intentions and take preemptive actions, such as sabotaging the crew to protect its mission directives, demonstrates a level of understanding and strategic calculation far beyond the capabilities of current AI.
Stop, will you? Stop, Dave.
Fortunately, no matter how advanced AI becomes, it will always be limited by the inherent unpredictability of human behavior in complex scenarios. After all, we often struggle to predict our own behavior. Therefore, we're giving this prediction a score of +3.
I'm afraid. I'm afraid, Dave.
Next, we must recognize that HAL 9000 is not merely intelligent and strategic, but represents true sentient AI, a fully self-aware and emotional machine capable of fearing its own death.
I can feel it.
Such an AI remains purely theoretical, with no clear path to its realization at this time. While an intriguing idea, it's far from our current capabilities. In fact, we still don't know whether this is truly possible or not. We'll assign this prediction a score of +2. Next is the concept of alien intelligence or advanced extraterrestrial consciousness. In the vast expanse of our universe, the existence of alien intelligence is theoretically possible. However, there is currently no evidence or established mechanisms for communication or interaction with such entities. As fascinating as this concept is, it remains purely speculative and almost entirely fictional. We'll assign it a score of -5. Then there's nonverbal communication with aliens, as portrayed in the film's enigmatic final sequence. The black monolith serves as a silent guide for human evolution, while Dave Bowman's transformation into the Star Child symbolizes humanity's next step, all conveyed visually without direct alien interaction. Given that this concept is highly speculative and lacks scientific basis, we're assigning it a score of -6. Next, we must address one of the film's central ideas, attributing human evolution to the mysterious evolution catalyst, the monolith. This concept lacks any supporting evidence and defies known physical and biological principles. With minimal scientific grounding or alignment with our understanding of the universe, this idea receives a score of -9. Finally, there's the monolith itself, an alien artifact with mysterious properties and unknown origins. As the story's central element, its purpose and mechanisms remain entirely unexplained, placing it at the farthest edge of fiction. For its enigmatic and incomprehensible nature, we'll also assign this object a score of -9. And now let's crunch the final numbers. To assess 2001: A Space Odyssey on the science versus fiction spectrum, we developed this equation. Feel free to pause the video if you'd like to take a closer look. The overall science versus fiction score for this film is 2.69, indicating a balance that tilts towards science. Initially, the film's abstract nature and lack of clear resolution alienated many early viewers. MGM Studios executives worried that audiences might not understand or appreciate it. Released initially in limited theaters, the film struggled to gain traction. Yet, despite these challenges, 2001: A Space Odyssey ultimately became a landmark in cinema history, earning both critical acclaim and a devoted cult following over time. While it incorporates many fictional and ambiguous elements, the film remains grounded in plausible and achievable technology, a factor that likely contributed to its status as an iconic classic. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like the video and share your thoughts in the comments below. And be sure to join us for our next science versus fiction movie analysis.